I'm Sharon Petty. I coached at Edwardsville High School, taught at Edwardsville High School. I taught for 37 years and I coached for 32. I was always more of an outside person than an inside person. I always enjoyed sports. When I was in third grade, I was standing on the outside of a basketball court waiting for the guys to pick me so I could play. Didn't know the game. I learned the game. You know, maybe I was chosen last, but I eventually got to be chosen about second or third. Through high school, we didn't have girls' sports. We only had GAA, Girls Athletic Association, and we had intramurals. And so played there and enjoyed it, loved it. And so I've always been athletically inclined, I guess. But I ended up going on a field trip with a PE teacher to Greenville when I was a senior. And I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could do this for the rest of my life? Because I was going to go into business. And spent that day at Greenville College with physical education majors and loved it. And changed my direction when I went to SIUE. And you know what, I had a great career. I taught PE for 37 years. I taught juniors and seniors most of the time. Had great experiences. I taught them. It wasn't throw the ball out and play. It was learn this game, you know, and you need to appreciate this game. We did gymnastics. Some of the people didn't much care for that, but it's like, you know, you're going to try it and experience it, and then you can appreciate it, how difficult it really is. And when Title IX came along in 72, I started teaching in fall of 69, and Title IX came in 72, and we integrated the classes. And as a matter of fact, I started teaching in the fall of 69. The gym burnt down in the fall of 69. We had some, I guess, really racial tensions. We had some disgruntled students, and they literally burned the gym down. There was an auditorium and there was a girls' gym. So the gym burnt down. So for a number of years, we were playing in the lobby with the girls. We would go outside no matter what the weather was. And it was like, figure out a spot and let's do something with it. So in 72, when Title IX came along, things changed. We said, this is a law that we will benefit everybody, not just the girls, but the guys as well. We integrated our PE classes, and we ended up with freshmen boys, girls, and junior, senior boys and girls, sophomores, boys and girls. You go around to a lot of the high schools, they're still guys in one gym, girls in another gym. They don't integrate. There were 4 sports when Title IX came in, and then the state of Illinois, they decided, well, that we're going to slowly phase in sports. So it was volleyball, basketball, tennis, and track. So there was almost like 4 seasons. And then the next year they added another 2 and another couple, I think the third year. But the first year, I didn't volunteer to coach it. The other people stepped up. I was the low person on the totem pole, and so I didn't coach. But the second year, they were going to offer field hockey as well as softball. And I thought, you know, I volunteered to help coach the softball, and I had no idea what field hockey was. No idea. But I thought, you know, I don't want to let this opportunity go to waste for the girls. So I said, I'll coach it. I had some time to learn it. I walked around carrying books under my arms. We started playing on what was called Hadley Field, which was a real small little field next to the 2 sets of tennis courts, very small. They had some goals erected. They were just metal pipes, no net. That was a little bit too small when we started playing. And I did insist that we play on the football field, quote unquote football field. My thought was that field was financed by not only the boy football players' parents, but by every student, girls included. So we should be able to play on that field as well. It was a struggle all the way through. The men weren't excited, to say the least. They figured the pie was only so big, and they were only going to get their part of the pie diminished because we'd take a piece of it. And so we had to struggle a little bit with not only the administration and even the athletic director and the male coaches. And so it took time. And there was a time when we were getting something like $2,000 to run those 4 sports. And that was for our transportation, that was for our umpires, and that was equipment that we needed. Somehow or another, we got a hold of the boys' athletic budget. And it was like, okay, so much for football. Oh, they got $2,000-3,000 for football. I'm just making that up. I really don't remember what the numbers were, but it was like they got quite a bit more just for one sport. We were getting $2,000 for everything in the, for the softball, the volleyball, the basketball, the whole works. So we went to the school board and presented our new budget, divided into our separate sports. We need this, they need that. I think the school board was maybe a little unaware of what was going on. And we eventually got a budget that was at least met the needs of the individual sports. I figured it was right, it was just that the girls get what the guys have. And that, fought for the use of the varsity field and, fought to get a decent budget, fought to get decent salaries for the coaches. It was just the right thing, not that I thought I was going to be defeated. I thought if you persevered long enough and hard enough, people would see that it was only fair. Kids liked PE because we taught them something that was maybe something that they knew, but then something that they didn't know. So it needed to be exciting. You know what, if you were going to teach or do something for 30 plus years of your life, it shouldn't be the same old thing. It needs to be something new and different and innovative. And how can we tweak this? How can we make this better? That was part of what made teaching exciting to me. And then the last 15 years, I taught weightlifting. I did not have a weightlifting class in my college classes. So I went to conventions and I went to seminars and I learned how to do things right.
When you look back on your career and everything that you've done, what feels the most fulfilling, like the most meaningful to you?
You know what? Sometimes I will run into a former student and they will say to me, you know what? I'm still working out. I'm still going to the gym. Because I tried to walk the talk, and I tried to teach them about living longer and living healthier, and if you're healthier, you're usually happier. But or else they'll say, you know what, I quit, but I'm going to go back. I am. I'm really going to go back. I've had a couple kids one was a field hockey player, and she was always the last when we did the runs before practice. She was at the tail end. She ended up running in marathons. It's like bizarre. So I think when I see people that, my athletes, I expected them to do great things, and they have. But just the ordinary, everyday student, when they come up and tell me that, that's probably the most rewarding thing. I think I got through and made a difference in their life in a very positive way and maybe, help them live a better life.